So, Joe, you have led thousands of people at Boston Consulting Group in the past. You were there for over 30 years. You were the chair of North America. You co-founded the Boston Consulting Group Washington, D.C. office, and you've invested in the future through B Capital Group, a very prominent venture capital fund, and you were the vice chairman there. What is the biggest lesson you've learned about leadership at scale?
I think then probably the thing I'd say, of course there's many lessons, but during COVID, when so many people, if you recall, needed to and wanted to connect with each other and with their leadership and the like, what I did learn is you actually, I had 7,000 or 5,000 grew to 7,000 roughly in that time. You actually can connect with 5,000 to 7,000 people if you do a couple things. You got to use the different tools we have, which now we know with Zoom, you can do that. If you actually use the camera well and look into the camera, and actually speak from your heart to their heart, you can, so connecting with people is essential, especially as a leader, and connecting them with the way they want to connect is possible. And when you really bring your heart into the conversation and pour that through that little camera there, it works. And you'd think, oh my gosh, I can't connect this many hundreds of people or thousands. But you can. If you're really sincere, if you're heartfelt, if you're thinking about the messages, if you're thinking about the people on the other side. That's probably one lesson I've learned, that it is doable to truly connect with everybody.
I love that. That's awesome. Thank you. So you've had a long, high-impact career. You were at Boston Consulting Group for over 30 years. You were part of the leadership team that brought Super Bowl 50 to San Francisco. You've co-authored a book. You played a key role in many things. What is something that you do daily or weekly that you swear by to stay sharp and balanced?
First off, I wrote the book. I didn't co-author it, but that's okay. I'll let that go. No, that one's very simple for me. I am a runner, not a marathoner, but, and I have run since I was 13. I'm 67 now. Maybe not every day anymore, but absolutely almost nearly every day. And whether it's 2 miles or my younger days, 5 or 10 miles, that's the thing I swear by. It's for me, there's so many benefits. Obviously, the exercise gets you away from everything. And I run outside. I don't think you can think the same on a treadmill. Now, if you want to run on a treadmill, I'm not going to begrudge you. But for me, without question, running was my go-to stay sharp and balanced, to step away. And, everyone's got to find their own thing. Whatever you do, fine. Make sure then you do it. Why?
You have seen so much. You invested in the future at B Capital Group. You were a senior partner at Boston Consulting Group for over 30 years. You have seen a lot. What is a business transformation or innovation that you've seen recently that has truly impressed you, and why?
I might cheat a little bit on this one, Ethan. I'm going to tell you a leadership innovation, and maybe it's not innovation, but really impressed me. Joaquin Duato, the CEO of J&J, works very hard to connect with his 100,000 employees where they are. And essentially, he told me a story that what he learned very quickly, his words that he says and what he thinks they mean may not be what they think he means, what they're hearing. And he had 2 innovations I thought were cool. One, he will ask someone on his team, what I'm saying this or that. What are people saying? What are people hearing? And it was funny. He said 3 months into the role when he became CEO, he said, what are people saying about me? They said, well, you want to cut costs as your priority. He said, I never said that. I said reduce complexity and streamline because it's too complex here. And he said, yeah, that's what they heard, cut costs. He said, I didn't say that. But for him, it was a huge innovation or a huge insight. So one thing he does I thought was very cool. He'll get a group of people together if he's going to give a big talk or a speech, and he'll practice it with a group of people, people that work for him. And then he'll say, okay, play back what I said. And, he might say the word transformation, and they come play back change. So he then uses the words that they heard, not the words he used. Or then he'll ask them, if you were to tell your spouse at dinner tonight around the table, or your partner, whatever, what did I say? Tell me what I said. And he'd think, I thought I was saying this. They heard that. And he would innovate. He would change his talk. So it's not, I don't know if it's an innovation, but it really impressed me. Here's a leader of 100,000 people looking for a way to connect with what they're hearing so that the messages come out, and actually spending his time to take steps to engage with people in advance and prepare. I thought that was pretty powerful. It's more of a leadership than a business transformation, but I thought it was quite powerful.
Yeah. That's great. Wow. I really like that a lot. Okay. So last one. Joe, you recently wrote a book called The Generous Leader, which is about giving of yourself. And I'm curious, what is one generous leadership moment that you've witnessed that really stuck with you?
So, yeah, let me tell you a story that a colleague told me. I thought was very powerful about giving of yourself. So he was describing one day he was in the conference room at BCG, and they were reviewing the people they'd interviewed, the BCGers, the people they'd interviewed that day. Each person gets 3 interviews. First person came up, the results were off the charts, they got the offer. Next person, great interviews, pretty good interview scores, okay grades, so put aside. And the third person came up, and the person had perfect interview scores, top score across all the people that talked to him. And the room was, wow, this is incredible. And someone said, wait a minute, this person has a mid 2.0 GPA. We don't take that GPA at BCG. I mean, it might, but the track record is they won't make it. And the room got heated, went back, but look what we saw today. He's exceptional. Went back and forth, and the mood was swinging to no offer. And this friend, my friend of mine, that said, everybody, I gotta tell you something I've never told anyone before. I had those grades. He said, what can I say? I goofed around, didn't take it seriously. Now I got out, got my act together, got into business school, got hired at BCG, made senior partner, and in fact, now I'm the head of this office. What do you say we give this person a chance also? It was a powerful story. I mean, there's vulnerability in there, and he gave of himself, and he didn't have to do that. There were a lot of candidates. He didn't have to go out of his way for this candidate, but he chose to give of himself in that moment to ensure and share a huge vulnerability to ensure that kid had a chance. I just thought that was incredible. And he had not told anyone this for like 12 years. I thought that was a wonderful story of someone giving themselves for another.